Hi, you could call me Enas. I like to make tutorial hero suggestions. Today I'm remaking Ovaz. She is my personal favorite of all my hero suggestions so far. My friend just finished some artwork for her, so I wanted to remake her showcase. She is a ranged disabler nuclear support. This means that she can hinder your opponent's ability to fight back, she can deal high damage with her spells, and she often prioritizes her teammates getting stronger before she does. Her first spell, Blast / Regeneration of Distances. You target yourself or a unit within 400 cast range. After a 0.3 second delay, they take magic damage or are healed if it's an enemy or an ally, respectively, of a base value of 10, 20, 40, or 80, plus a fraction of the distance they are away from you after the delay. If this spell is self-cast, it'll always count as the maximum distance your cast range can allow, and this spell may be alt-cast to damage yourself instead of heal. A sound is played for enemies once they become in range of this spell. This is a little bit of a warning that they might take a huge amount of damage very suddenly. The mana cost of the spell is 100, and the cooldown is 12, 10, 8, or 6 seconds. A range exchange, your second spell, is a toggle. You convert your movement speed into cast range at a ratio of 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2, 1 to 2.5, or 1 to 3. This means that at max level, you can convert 100 movement speed into 300 cast range. The duration of this buff is 6 seconds after your most recent toggle off. This spell has a mana cost of 30 per second, and it has no cooldown. This spell caps out when you would have no more movement speed, and your ult being active does not allow you to convert any more movement speed than you would be allowed otherwise. If you convert enough movement speed to the point where you are below the minimum movement speed, you'll be rooted instead of slowed, yet your movement speed will still appear to be at the minimum movement speed. When this spell is cast, the enemy team hears a sound effect. The Autumn Scepter upgrade of this spell is that it improves the current ratio by 2, meaning at max level it will be a 1 to 5. So you can trade 100 movement speed into 500 cast range. Your third spell, Voice for Arms, you target yourself or an enemy within 400 units, silencing the target and making them take magic damage per second, while you get bonus physical damage and are disarmed for the duration. Now, why would you want to be disarmed and get bonus physical damage? Well, the ult will explain it. The mana cost of the spell is 100, and the cooldown is 15 seconds. The Autumn Shard upgrade is Tether Strings. It lets you target a location within 300 units cast range, and then after a 3-second delay, you are pulled back to that location, so long as you don't exceed 2,000 units from that destination. This counts as a debuff and can affect enemies when synergized with your ultimate. This spell has a 150 mana cost, and it has a cooldown of 45 seconds. Your ultimate, Max My Burn or Half My Blessing, it has an active component, and then it has a secondary cast component. So when you cast it first, it gives you a buff for the next 4, 5, or 6 seconds duration that makes it so all negative things, damage or bad effects that would happen to you are delayed until the end of the buff, and then they play out how they would have played throughout the buff. While this buff is active, all positive effects and healing are kept track of as well. To activate this spell, it costs 140 mana, and it has a cooldown of 60, 50, or 40 seconds. The secondary cast of this spell is that you target up to 2, 3, or 4 units within 200 units cast range. If your target is an ally, they match all healing that you received over the buff duration, and they get half the benefit of all positive effects that affected you over the duration. In other words, if someone gave you Alacrity while you have this buff on you, you can cast this on an ally, and when your buff wears off, your ally will get half the benefit of the Alacrity. If your target is an enemy, they match all negative effects and damage that you took over the duration of the buff. So essentially, what you can do is you can use range exchange to get really big cast range, so you can hit people from far away with your first spell, so that it'll deal high heal or high damage. While your ult's active, you can actually Blast / Regeneration yourself to heal or damage yourself, and then cast that same benefit onto 2 allies or 2 enemies, or 1 ally and 1 enemy. Make it so you heal if you healed yourself, you can heal 2 of your allies for that same amount of healing, because the healing is the same, but the positive effects like buffs are halved. On top of that, if you use Voice for Arms on yourself, you will immediately get the bonus damage, because that's a positive effect, and then all the negative effects of silencing yourself, taking magic damage, and disarming will all be delayed till the end of your ult, making it very effective on putting it onto 2, 3, or 4 enemy units. This basically lets you double, triple, or quadruple any spell that would affect you. Although, if you're giving it to allies, it's half the benefit of positive effects. But another synergy I'd like to mention is that if you want to run into a dangerous fight and cast some of the high damage blast slash regeneration distances and silence people, you can use the tether strings to get back out after you've converted all your movement speed into cast range. Because you just set up the tether string ahead of time, you run in, do your damage, silence the enemy, and then you get pulled back when you're done, even if you're rooted. The secondary cast of this spell costs 40 mana, and it has no cooldown. Yeah, so then talents go. Level 10, you can get Voice for Arms, does 18 more damage per second, or plus 2 mana regen per second. Level 15, you can get Blast Less Regeneration of Distances, minus 1.5 seconds cooldown, making it a 4.5 second cooldown instead of a 6 at max level. Or you get 8% mana cost reduction. Level 20, you can get plus 400 health, or plus 18% spelling. At level 25, you can get 140 bonus movement speed, or Match My Burden / My Bustling has 3 seconds longer duration. You start with 600 hit points, 375 mana, 46 to 56 damage, and 3 armor. It says 3 armor here, but it's actually 2.5, because it rounds. She has 310 starting movement speed. She's got 25 starting int. She is an intelligence hero, and she has 3.2 growth per level. She starts with 20 agility and grows 1.9 per level, and she starts with 20 strength and grows 2.4 per level. That's Ovaz. If you have any questions, comment, critique, please leave them in the comment section. I will leave a link to Ovaz's Dota concept page in the doobly-doo, as well as a link to commissioning my friend for his artwork in the doobly-doo. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you have a good day. Goodbye.